Hey my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and thank you very much for taking time out to watch me do what I do. Yes. It's cute, right? It's giving warm autumnal soft glam, and that's what we're going to call this video. That's what we're giving today. I would say the emphasis is on the eyes because it's like layers, okay? It's giving depth, it's giving soft glam, it's giving drama. That's where I kind of gone with this eye look. If you'd like to see how I achieved this look and follow the steps that I took to create it, please continue watching. See you at the end. It's another video. As you've seen by the title of this video, we are going to do a nice soft glam look. I have 3 palettes that I kind of want to use. May not use all 3 like I did last time to achieve this look. I was going to do a burgundy look, but I don't think it would have gone with this hair. When I change out, I'm going to do a nice autumnal / fall burgundy look. So we're going to delve into it, and please don't mind my nails, as in, can you believe my nail guy is like no longer available and the struggle is real? Like, the lady that did my nails, the paint is chipping, it's just anyway, let's get into this look. So amongst the palettes that I'm going to be using today, the first one is the Juvia's Place Coffee Shop palette. I feel like this palette is giving everything that it needs to give. If I was to recommend any of the palettes that I'm using, this would be the #1. I can easily achieve what I want to achieve today just using this palette, but I'm spoilt for choice because I have so many palettes. So the next one might not be a favorite for most. I would not necessarily suggest that you get this palette because of the price point. It's just a palette that I have in my possession. It's the Skin by Kim palette. She's okay. So I've done a review on using this palette. I'll link up in the cards up above. It's okay. Wouldn't necessarily recommend this palette, but if you want to go ahead and get it, by all means do what you need to do. And the last one that has been through it is the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette. Now this palette has been with me through thick and thin, okay? I've had it for so long that I even feel like it is actually expired. Mirror is now in shot. Let's just clip this hair back, and I promise this is going to be a very simple look. Don't wanna promise anything. So to set my lids, I'm going to use my Dennis & Mike's Nudes Color Fix, and I just love this as a base. Because it is self-setting, you have to kind of move a bit faster than using a concealer. I'm not necessarily going to set it. I'm actually going to leave it as is. So I'm just going to go into the shade here and this one as well, and this is going to work as my transition. And I'm now blending and moving it around. Ooh, I think this works better with a wet base. Well, it's not necessarily wet, but it needs something to cling to, because the last time I used it, I felt like I was blending my life away. I'm just gonna go into the lighter one of it. I might not even need another eyeshadow palette. You see how my brain I'm always like, oh, I'm gonna use this one, I'm gonna use that one, and then by the end of it, I don't end up needing all the extras that I've brought with me. So I'm just gonna go into a lighter shade here just to blend this harshness which goes into the brow bone. Basically working along with these 3 to achieve what I need. So it's just about blending. This brush is a M518 brush. So we're just gonna do one eye on camera because my camera's heating up for some reason. Shocking. Again, as I mentioned before, I like working from light to dark. So that's what we're doing. For the brow bone, I'm gonna go into this particular color here. Again, using the same brush. So I'm just going into that deeper shade now, making sure it's there. I'm gonna grab my Refa 02, distinct, whatever, 02 brush. I'm just gonna grab this shade here, which is the deepest or warm tone brown, and just start to create sort of like a wing liner. And because it's brown, it's gonna be ever so soft. And once I've placed it, I'm just gonna start blending it and just bring it as close as you can, maybe to like the center of your pupil. that kind of area, and then grab that same color again, and then we're just going to angle it upwards. So it's like we're trying to create a shape which is basically targeting my crease, which is right here. I'm basically going to draw a line of depth. Again, using that same shadow. We are going to go deeper, but this is just to kind of start and mark our area. And then we're just going to drag this out so that everything kind of meets and gives an angle. I hope that all makes sense. So we've got kind of like an angled out kind of situation, so that when you open your eyes it kind of meets. So again, we're just going to bring that up a bit and blend. So this is where Makeup by Mario comes into play. I'm gonna grab the deepest brown here, and this is gonna be the lower part. I should get a smaller brush, but we're here. Do you see what we're creating? And then up this way. I'm going to go back into that brown that we used, which is this one here, and just use that to blend out that deeper shade so that it's not so harsh. Also, this is a Morphe 332. Start grabbing the lighter shades, and I'm going to plot that in this corner here because I need it to graduate, if that makes sense. Then go back into the other brush and the other shade to deepen. Go back into our first brush and just grab those 3 transitional shades, also these 2, and use that to blend that top part here. And then for the inner corner, again, we're just going to go straight into this one here with a pointed brush. This is my Refa 03. It's like a pencil brush. And I'm just going to use it to start deepening this inner corner here. Because it's the inner corner, I don't have much of a transition going on. It's going to be quite obvious. And I'm just going to deepen and blend it up. So it's almost like they want to connect, but they're not connecting. Does that make sense? Grabbing that previous brush with a few lighter browns, I'm just going to blend. Again, it's not meeting, but sorry guys, my camera shut down because it overheated. So what I decided to do was actually get both eyes to where I need them. So we obviously started off with this eye, and I've gone in and kind of like on the other eye as well, just to kind of save time. I'm going to go into the black of the Makeup by Mario. I'm going to use this to kind of create more depth towards the lash line, and then create not a wing, but like a soft shadow wing. And then I'm just going to use that to create more depth leading into the crease. It's just giving it a bit of structure. Okay, and then we're going to go into the inner corner as well. Don't be scared, okay? And just deepen the inner corner and blend up. And then blend out. So it's not necessarily a line, it's just depth. If you feel like, oh my gosh, it's too much, just go back into a brush that has a lighter color and use that to diffuse. As such, it's basically placement. Love, love, love. And we're gonna do the same here. So with this look here, it doesn't necessarily have to be exact. It's the drama that it gives, but giving soft at the same time, because when we do the face, everything's just gonna come together. So it's not gonna be as dramatic. It's just the depth of the shape that we've given that's going to bring the drama, but it's still soft. I used to be scared doing black in the inner corner. As much as a lighter shade will open up the eyes, this gives depth to the eyes, if that makes sense. So this might seem as if it's difficult, but it's not necessarily. It's just knowing your eye shape and just placing depth to create depth. So This is the eyes, okay? So I'm gonna go do the rest of my face. Should I do it on camera? Okay, let's do it on camera. Let's do it on camera. Only because I want the smoothness for my pores. I'm gonna go into the one size. I'm not going anywhere, but just the smoothness that it gives. So I'm just gonna apply it here and here. And just on top of my nose and just pat it, because these are like my pore areas. But you see how it's just like smoothed out my cheeks because it's obviously mattifying. I want to say it creates a veil. The foundation of choice, because I really like this particular foundation, so I'm going to go into my Too Faced Born This Way Soft Matte Foundation. I absolutely love this foundation. The way it wore, the colour, the consistency was everything. That looks so weird. Anyway, we're going to go into my little petri dish. Petri, that's the science. Little dish. I'm going to put out 1 full pump plus a half. And I'm going to grab my foundation brush and paint my face. This foundation is long lasting. Because I'm not going anywhere else, I'm not really going into any hydrating products. So for those of you that really like a matte face, this is the way to go. But see how that just went on the face? We are yet to blend it out, by the way. Let me do one side at a time because this primer do be drying out products. I don't even need to blend this out. Like, what are we doing? This face feels so tight. If you are applying your foundation this way, especially on top of this type of foundation, you need to apply it evenly, darling. You need to apply this very well because it will not move on this primer. So I'm going to go into concealer, and seeing as we use a Too Faced foundation, I'm going to go to the Too Faced Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in the shade Butterscotch. It's a bright concealer, and I'm just going to use that to kind of conceal these areas here to kind of give structure to what we've done with the eyes. On the nose, forehead, and chin. Let's put a bit here and here. Because we're on a dry base, I'm going to try and revive and add moisture to my face with a light spray of the Fix Plus Original from MAC. So this will just allow the concealer to move and blend in. Because as I was applying it, I felt like the concealer was drying already. And it kind of happened when I viewed the One Size foundation. I really miss using this concealer because it is stunning. If you know me, you know I like a bright under eye. What I normally do is use a pressed powder under my eyes. I'm going to go into NW43 from MAC, as in this is just my regular. This is what I normally do. Concealer brush and go and blend. Yeah, at this stage I'll go into my setting powder, but the setting powder I'm going to use today is a new setting powder, and you'd have to go check out my other video to find out what the powder is and what it's saying. So I'll be back where we can get into the blush of it all and the bronzing of it all, and we can close out this video. Okay, so I'll see you guys in a second. Okay guys, I am back and I have set the face. Again, if you'd like to find out details of what I use, go check out that other video I suggested at the end. So we're just going to go into some bronzification. You know, some brushes, they work really well when they're like being used. So I'm going to grab my One Size. I'm going to go into these 2 shades. I'm going to use that just to blend contour and bronze, the usual jazz that I normally do. So I wasn't sure if I should just put this part in the video, but seeing as we're doing a soft glam moment, might as well put the full situation, because just in case anyone has any questions on what I used. And can you believe I didn't set this area here of my face? I just did a little bit of reverse contouring on either side, but I barely brought the powder all the way down. It was just here, just to give it a bit of a shadow. Okay, and then for the nose, I'm just going to brush it on top. Yeah, so something I came across that I thought that might work. There's ways we can use products. So I got the Sunstruck Radiant Bronzer in Richie Rosy, and this is what it looks like. So as you can see, it's not my shade in regards to bronzer, but it has like a shimmery shift to it. It's almost giving bronze highlight. So I grabbed that same brush, and you can see my face here, no highlight. And I put this on top. Can you see that shade come through? I didn't think this could be used as a bronzer for myself, but because it's radiant, it's gonna give us a nice kind of like bronze, rosy shift. But do you see what it's giving? So all those girls are like, oh my gosh, shimmery bronzer, shimmery bronzer. I don't know where the accent came from. This is a hack for us dark skin girlies to have a shimmering bronzer. Even though the Richie Rosy is there as well, I felt it's just a bit too deep. It's nice for like a contour or whatever, but for what we want it to do, so that we have that glow in angles when we take pictures and whatnot, that's what it gives. And I just put a bit on the nose, and it's calm because of the shade. It's not giving too like in your face gold, and it's smoothing as well. Look how smooth it is on the tip of my nose. For blush, I'm gonna go into Trusted Juvia's Place because I want to use the orange that's in there, and just bring it to the forefront as so. So it just goes across like this. Okay, so the face is practically done. I'm now just gonna go into my Fix Plus. So for lines today, I have two that I'm going to use. The first one is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Intense No. 3 and the Morphe lip liner in the shade Richie. So we're going to use Charlotte first, and then we're going to use Richie for definition. Going back into Charlotte Tilbury to kind of soften that a bit, just by using the side rather than the tip. For lippies, I have a bunch of lipsticks that I could use, but it's just which one. And this is just part of my MAC collection of lipsticks, okay? And I'm just gonna quickly look through and look out for, I wanna say Kinkster, and maybe a touch of Impulsive. Use Kinkster first. Love this shade. Is it discontinued? I have to check. I leave it on the screen if it is. Impulsive is gone. I'm going to go into Act Natural just to add a little bit more brightness to the center. This is a finished look, guys. What do you think? It's all giving nice, warm, soft matte, and I really like it. And I like the fact that the drama is in the eyes. It might be a bit heavy for some people. If I was to recommend going about this look again for anyone who wants to try it, I won't bring any darkness in there because it might be a bit intimidating, but I wanted the drama with the eyes, but still giving soft glam. It's giving dimension. You might not think so, but I think so, okay? Let me know what you think in the comment section, guys, but thank you so much for staying to the end of the video. For those that are new here, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you won't be a stranger, okay? So don't forget to like this video. Also, subscribe to the channel. Share this video with any of your friends, you know, that want to do a soft glam. You're thinking, okay, guys, you need to see this video. And for my fam, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it all. Again, don't forget to like this video. So my lovelies, I'm going to love you and leave you and see you guys in my next video.